Om Shanti. This is the Sakar Murli of 20 of September 2023. Essence. Sweet children, you have to make effort and buy an air-conditioned ticket. To obtain an air-conditioned ticket means to remain safe from any heart or attack from Maya. Question. Will you children experience sorrow or not in the great destruction? To whom will this sin be attributed? Answer. You cannot experience sorrow in this great destruction because you become angels. You have the knowledge that all souls now have to return home like a swarm of mosquitoes. You don't experience sorrow about anyone's death because you observe everything as detached observers. You know that souls are immortal. The sin of this destruction is not attributed to anyone. It is as though a sacrificial fire has been created for war. Everyone will fight and die and go back home. This is also destined in the drama. Song. The flame has ignited in the happy gathering of moths. Om Shanti. You children heard a line of the song. Whose gathering is this? The ocean of knowledge. People also call this a gathering of Indra, the court of Indra. Many people think that Indra rains water. You children understand that this is the court of the ocean of knowledge, the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, and that you moths are sitting here and belong to Him while alive. That is, you are dead to this world because you embodied souls don't like this old world. Here, everyone continues to fight with one another. The Father says, I establish heaven. You children are number-wise too. Some are of one type of gem and others are of another type of gem. There are many names. This comparison has been made. Some children become very good and sensible and become engaged in serving others. Who would remain engaged in doing service? Those who have surrendered themselves to the flame completely. This is a very big gathering. You know that Baba has come into the gathering of souls. But those who know Him very well are personally in front of Him in a practical way. At this time, only a handful out of multi-millions know this. Only those who are moths and who surrender themselves and belong to Baba know this. It has been explained to you that this is dying alive. Baba, I belong to you. At first, when we stay with you, we are bodiless. Then we come here and take bodies. The knowledge that you children receive cannot be given by anyone else because no one else knows the Father. The Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul comes and teaches you children. It has been said that all the Vedas and scriptures are leaves of the Gita, whose leaves are all the human beings on this world stage. All have emerged from this deity religion. This is why you can see in the picture of the tree that there are no leaves at the beginning. The leaves grow later, and so they have been shown higher up. The foundation is the deity religion. At first there is just the one trunk, then the branches and twigs emerge from that, and then the leaves emerge. It is in the intellects of you children that this tree is of the various religions of the human world. The government of today doesn't believe in religion. They say that they can all live with one another together. However, there is so much conflict with one another. There is always some war going on between them. It is as though a sacrificial fire has been created for war. They continue to fight and quarrel somewhere or other. This is also fixed in the drama. They create such methods that they fight and kill one another. Earlier, Hindustan and Pakistan were not separate. They were all united and the government was also strong. They couldn't fight one another because they had big lords above them, just as there are now big UN committees for the whole world. However, there is no lord or master for all of them. They have become divided into two. Sorrow continues to grow. They continue to kill one another. Just look at the secrets of the drama. If they fight one another, the sin of that would not be attributed to the Father. We observe everything as detached observers. You know that everyone is going to fight and die. When an eminent person dies, they have some special programs for him for 8 to 10 days. they have a holiday, etc. For you, there is nothing like that. You are becoming angels. You don't even feel sorrow about destruction. They will all now die like a swarm of mosquitoes. So, who will look after whom? Only you children know this secret. Those who are to live in the new world have to be first class. If anyone here dies, you are not going to feel sorrow. You observe as detached observers that the soul went and took another body to play his part. Among you too, not everyone's intellect has faith. While living at home with your family, your mercury of happiness is now rising from your feet to your head. Some people have less intoxication and others have more. Some don't have even a penny worth of intoxication. It is like a pinch of salt in a sack full of flour. Such ones would be called dry. You can tell which ones have the intoxication of becoming Narayan and are doing the mother and father service. It isn't that they can't do service while living at home with their families. They can do even more service. They can glorify the name of the parent even more. While living at home with their families, they live like a lotus. They become unshakable and immovable, and then make others the same too. So there is greater praise of them. You emerged at the beginning. That too was in the drama. A bhatti had to be created. In that too, some weak bricks emerged and some strong bricks emerged. Not everyone passes the ICS examination because the government would then have to pay them a larger salary. It is the same here. A lot of property has to be given to them. 8 main ones pass. Then the rosary of 108 is created. You have to make effort and claim a high status. You have to reserve your first class and air-conditioned tickets. You don't feel the heat in air-conditioned compartments. You should also not feel any hurt or attack from Maya in this old world. You should become that strong. 8 become first class and pass. Then there are the 108. There are the names Maharathis, brackets elephant riders, horse riders and infantry. Each one of you can understand which ticket you are buying. Each one of you has to buy a ticket. The husband has to buy his ticket and the wife has to buy her own ticket. The wife receives more chances because whatever the husband does, she receives half of that as her share. Her husband doesn't receive a share of whatever deal the wife makes or whatever she gives. Because the husband is the creator and the money is in his hands. However, whatever he does, his wife receives a share of that. In heaven, both are masters. They have one son and he receives the inheritance. According to the law, even their daughter claims her share. Whatever laws there were in the previous cycle, they are the ones that will continue. You should not be concerned about the customs and systems of that place. Baba has granted many visions of how the kingdom will be transferred. Here, when a transfer takes place, they invite Brahmins and Gurus, etc. The earlier customs and systems used to be very good. When they went into retirement, they would sit there, son on the throne with a lot of love and say, "You now look after everything." Now they don't let go of anything, even when they have become very old. Earlier, children had a lot of love for their mother. Now they are against their mother. They even catch hold of their mother's plate and throw her out. This is known as having blurred vision and going against the mother. Such things don't happen in the golden age. You should have a lot of happiness. You have the feeling of the happy gathering here. There is a mela wherever this ocean of knowledge is. There is a mela of rivers. You rivers continue to meet among yourselves. This is the mela of the ocean of knowledge and the rivers. This one is Jagadamba Saraswati. Her name is also glorified. So many used to come to meet the mother because her Murlis were very good. The daughters also felt that Mama's Murlis used to attract everyone very much. This is the gathering of the ocean and the rivers. Many children come. First there is the ocean, then the rivers, and then there are the small rivers and canals. Each one of you can understand whether you are a small river or a big river. The big rivers are invited to go and give lectures, so they are definitely clever. They used to invite Mama so much. Come and give us the treasures you have received from Sib Baba. You daughters go and donate the jewels of knowledge. Each version of knowledge is worth hundreds of thousands of rupees. There are no versions of knowledge in the scriptures. If there were, then Bharat would have been very wealthy. You now receive so many jewels with which you become wealthy for 21 births. Now at the confluence age you are the highest. Then in the golden and silver ages, your degrees decrease. You are now sitting in God's court. You know that Baba is going to give you the inheritance for 21 births. Everyone remembers him. All others are those who cause sorrow. Anyone who causes you sorrow is forgotten. Oh Baba, you alone and none other are mine. However, because they have heard Sri Krishna's name, they continue to remember him. You used to be in Sri Krishna's kingdom. The Father makes this land of Kans into the land of Sri Krishna. From a devilish land, it will become a divine land. They have also shown a war taking place between devils and deities, and the deities becoming victorious. Deities reside in heaven. In fact, your war is with the 5 vices. There will now be continuous chanting of the Ramayana because the Sera is coming. Even the government celebrates that. They have the Rama Leela brackets divine activities of Rama, but they don't know what Ravan is. Some children say have some conduct meditation for us. In fact, you have to have remembrance while walking and moving around. However, for those who don't have remembrance throughout the day, they are specially made to sit in meditation so that by sitting here, they have a little bit of remembrance. There are many who sit in remembrance, who stay in remembrance when they go to a center, but when they go back home, everything finishes. They don't practice having remembrance. Their intellects continue to wander in other directions. It has been explained to you children that a soul is a star and it is also called a dot. A star has many sharp points, whereas a dot doesn't. Souls are called stars to make a comparison. They are also called lucky stars. There is the sparkle of knowledge in the soul, the point. A whole part is in each soul, each point. The Father says, I, this point, have such and such a part in myself, which I have been playing on the path of devotion. You children have the biggest part because you go all round the whole cycle. So you will be the ones who become kings, the rulers of the globe, whether it is sorrow or happiness, you receive it. My part is not as large as yours. I go into the stage of retirement. Then on the path of devotion my service begins. Everyone remembers me. According to the drama, whatever deities they worship, I am the one who grants them visions of those. This is in my part in the drama. They believe that they have been given visions by those deities and that there is God in them too. They believe because they had a vision of Ganesh, that the Supreme Soul is in Ganesh. It was from this that they took the notion of omnipresence. All of your children say, all of us remember Baba. That is, there is remembrance of Baba in each one of us. That is why they believe him to be omnipresent. The Father says, everyone has remembrance of me, number-wise, according to the efforts they make. The more you remember me, the more your sins will be absolved. There is a soul present in each one. I can enter any child and benefit anyone. However, a wrong meaning has been taken from that. That too is fixed in the drama. According to the drama, everyone has received his own part. It is also part of the drama for those scriptures, etc. to be created. Those who wrote them earlier will write them again. They relate the Gita and they will relate the same Gita after a cycle. So the Father is now sitting in the gathering of you children. It seems right for me to be in the midst of those who know me. However, what would be the use of my sitting in the gathering of those who don't know me? When you give lectures, etc., so many people come. Theirs is not a happy gathering, brackets mahfil with the flame. It is here that you have a happy gathering with the flame. Some surrender themselves and then their intellect's yoga becomes diverted somewhere else. Until you become perfect, your intellects will keep wandering. You cannot say that you have a karmatita stage or a completely viceless stage now. That will be at the end. Then you will shed your old bodies. This is an old skin. The soul does everything through these old physical organs. Acha, to the sweetest beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the mother, the father, Bap Dada. The spiritual father says namaste to the spiritual children. The spiritual children say namaste to the spiritual father. Essence for dharana. Number 1. Distribute to everyone the treasures you have received from Sai Baba. Donate the imperishable jewels of knowledge and become wealthy for 21 words. Make your stays unshakable and immovable. While living at home with your family, become like a lotus and glorify the Father's name. Remain engaged in doing service. Blessing, may you experience newness at every second at this new confluence age and become a fast effort maker. At the confluence age, everything is new, and this is why it is called a new age. Here, your waking up is new, your speaking is new, your way of moving is new. New means alokit, brackets not of this world. There is even newness in your awareness. Your matters are new, your way of meeting is new, your way of seeing is new. When you look at others, you look at those souls, not their bodies. You come into contact with others with the vision of brotherhood, not with a physical relationship. In this way, you experience newness in yourself at every second. What your stage was a second ago should not be your stage the next second. You must move ahead of that. This is called fast effort. Slogan: constantly to experience supersensuous joy and bliss in life with God's love, easy yoga. Slogan: constantly to experience supersensuous joy and bliss in life with God's love is easy yoga. Om Shanti.